Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card or pick a stone is going to be messages and predictions for your month of July 2022. We will start with a general overview of your month, how the main energy is going to be, and then we will move into specific areas of your life. We're going to be taking a look at your love and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today. I will show you each of your options one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So for option number 1, we have this Quartz Geode. Option number 2 is this Moss Agate Point. And option number 3 is this Rhodonite Moon. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Quartz Geode, this is going to be a reading all about your month of July 2022. So let's get right into it. We are gonna start off with some oracle cards for the general overview of your month. So in this part of the reading, we're going to see what the main energies are that you're dealing with, and what's sort of the main theme of the month for you, or the most major events. So first we have plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, grounded action. And then we have inner peace. And we have the fox. Okay, I just wanted to mention something. As soon as I flipped over the inner peace card, the camera timer went to 44. So this could be a significant angel number for you guys in the month of July, or possibly you are already seeing it. When I see this number, it makes me think that you are protected and you're on the right path and everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It also likely means that you guys have a lot of angels around you, or you have a lot of angelic support. Maybe this is something that you guys already know, but for some of you, I feel like in the month of July, a guardian angel or an archangel who has been closely around you could be making themselves known to you, introducing themselves, showing how they communicate. I feel like you are going to have a lot of angels around you, supporting you and wanting to talk to you. I also feel like this could be a month where you are feeling particularly outdoorsy, or you are going to be involved in some sort of outdoor activity. I think it's the trees that are making me think this, because we have tree roots and tree branches present in both cards. So this month you could be for those of you in the northern hemisphere, it's going to be summer, so maybe you're like going to a cottage or a lake, or you are camping, or you're hiking or something like that. It could be like you're also gardening as well. I'm just looking at the roots and the flowers, and this kind of looks like a farm. So you could be like growing flowers or growing vegetables. I feel like you're doing something outside and you're physically connecting to the earth, and that's going to be very grounding for you. But let's get more into the meaning of these cards here. With plant yourself here in inner peace, I feel like this month you guys are genuinely, like, you're truly at peace with where you are. And I think that this is the case in a more physical sense, like you're at peace with your physical location and your physical living situation. But I also think you're very at peace with where you are on your healing journey, where you are on your spiritual journey. Like you're really proud of yourself and how far you've come, and you feel like, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. And I think that this is a really relieving or really comforting feeling. I don't feel you guys this month feeling like you need to rush anywhere, or feeling like you need to prove yourself, or feeling like you need to make a ton of progress. You're like, let me just kick back and enjoy where I am right now. I feel like you're very, very grounded this month, and you're very much living in the present moment. And this is more of a month of just appreciating yourself, appreciating how far you've come. It feels more of a relaxed energy rather than like striving to make big changes or making huge leaps or diving into a bunch of new things. It's more of like a kickback, more of a enjoy the fruits of my labor kind of energy. And I also feel like this could be a month where you guys are really getting settled into your physical environment. So for those of you who have recently moved, or you recently started a new job or started on a new in new studies, for example, I feel like this is a month where you're really going to start to feel accustomed to your environment, really settled in your routine, really settled in your surroundings, feeling like you've gotten the hang of it, and like you're really seamlessly blending into your environment. What else can I say? Let's talk about this fox here. Actually, I want to talk about the numbers that we have here. I just noticed the numbers 1 and 4 together also make me think of angelic support. So that's like a huge theme for you guys this month. This combination of numbers also makes me think of home. So it's like you guys are settling, you're making yourselves at home, you're feeling at home. And then the number 26 as well. This is a very balanced and harmonious number. So there's peace in your external surroundings, there's peace within your heart. I feel like this is a month that would be generally low stress and low drama for you. It kind of just feels like smooth sailing. Like there's not a lot of drama, there's not a lot of big problems, and there's also not a lot of like huge moves or changes or progress. It's like we're comfortable, we're coasting, we're moving slowly and steadily. We don't have that much to worry about. Like we're cruising. Yes, we're at a cruising altitude, or you know, when the plane is just chilling and is going where it needs to go. I feel like this is the energy that you guys are in. With this fox here, you know, with this inner peace as well, I feel like you guys might be finding the roots of a lot of things that had once disturbed your inner peace. And with this fox here, I feel like the things that were kind of disrupting your mental health or disrupting your flow, they could have been kind of sneaky. Not like overt disruptions or overt stresses, but little things that added up in your day-to-day. Little, you know, people who planted little seeds in your head, and then, you know, little annoying comments here and there, little disturbances here and there that really grew on you or that were really adding up. It's kind of like, okay, maybe this is a weird example, but for those of you who carry purses or backpacks, you will know what I'm talking about. You know, one day you're just like, why the heck is my purse so freaking heavy? And then you look in it and it's not like you're carrying massive boulders in there, but little things that you threw in here and there are like adding up to the weight. Maybe you threw like 8 lipsticks in there at some point, or you have like a bunch of tissues or a bunch of chargers, and you're like, I can't believe all this stuff I've been carrying around, these little things that added up. And so I think that you guys are discovering, you know, maybe there wasn't a major stressor, but it was little stressors that were adding up and that were causing disturbance in your inner peace. And I feel like you're identifying those and like successfully learning how to throw them away so that you can be more peaceful in your day-to-day life. It's like, I don't know, there's something about this fox that is making me think like you guys found the culprit. Also, for those of you who have a particular person or particular influences in your day-to-day life that do disrupt the peace, like maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's someone you live with, maybe it's someone at school if you're a student. I feel like what I'm seeing here is that you're either going to patch things up with this person and then things are going to be peaceful with them from here on out, or they might actually be escorted off the premises. Like they're gonna go somewhere else, they're not gonna be there anymore. So, you know, let's say there's a coworker that you kind of butt heads with. Maybe this month you guys are talking things out and you're figuring out a way to be civil, or you're figuring out a way to work harmoniously together. Or one day you will show up to work and this coworker is not there anymore. But whatever was causing you guys stress, or whatever was bringing conflict into your life, I do feel like that's going to be removed. And then you can really feel comfortable with where you are. Like, oh, I don't need to go anywhere. I can just relax in where I currently am. because the stresses are gone and you're feeling, yeah, like I said, you're feeling very at peace with where you are. So let's take a look at our astrological cards now to get a bit more information. We have Capricorn and we have Taurus with Cultivate. I am really not surprised that we have 2 earth signs here because it's such a grounded energy that you guys are in this month. I think that actually the full moon this month is going to be in Capricorn. So around the full moon, that could be a significant time for you guys this month. And the moon would be in Taurus. I don't know the exact date, but it would be around the end of the month. So I think that the second half of the month of July is going to be significant for you guys. And interestingly, we have 14 and 26. So, you know, it could be like from the middle to the end of the month, aka the second half, that's going to be important. Something could be happening on the 2nd of the month as well. And these signs can also be indicating that Capricorns or Tauruses are going to be significant in your life in the month of July. But going deeper into the meaning of these signs, I do think that this is a month where your hard work is really paying off, because Capricorn is an ambitious energy, it's a hardworking energy, it strives for great heights. And then Taurus is about abundance, it's about, what's the word that I'm looking for? Maybe sustenance being provided for, you know, having bounty, taking care of yourself. It's ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and money. So it's like the discipline that you guys have had and the efforts that you guys have put in are now going to sustain you, are going to reward you, are going to treat you. So hard work is paying off in a big, big way this month. I feel like this is going to be a really good month for finances, a really good month for career and studies. This could be a month where your reputation is improving, and I feel like it's due to some efforts that you put in the past. So maybe like in the first half of 2021, you guys were really busting your butts at work or at school. And this is the month where finally all of that accumulated efforts are going to pay off for you. You're going to get the recognition that you finally deserve. And this month you can kind of, you know, sit back and bask in that and feel proud of yourself and receive that recognition and receive that extra abundance coming to you. This is really a month of reaping your rewards and feeling very, very comfortable and feeling very at peace. I love that. Okay, so let's take a look now at your tea leaf cards. So for this part of the reading, this could be specific events that are going to be happening this month, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any additional messages for you. So first we have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. We have mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And box, you will receive a gift. Okay, immediately I just heard peace offering. You know, broken bridge is making me think of a relationship that is kind of rocky or that has been cut off completely, you know, because there's that expression burning bridges, which is like you're breaking off connections. So I feel like there's some sort of reconciliation coming your way. Someone's offering an apology. Someone's offering, like a peace offering to you. Someone's extending, I'm having such a hard time with words today. I'm sorry. Someone's extending their peace to you, that they want to patch things up with you, that they want to get along well with you. I feel like this might have been someone who in the past was very, very stubborn. Like they weren't willing to hear you out. They weren't willing to cooperate with you. So, you know, they kind of broke this bridge with you. But with the box here, you will receive a gift. I feel like someone is coming and I feel like they're going to make some kind of gesture that is a little bit larger than just words. So they might physically give you a gift, or they might offer you some sort of help or assistance, or, you know, do something for you, treat you to something as like a token of their appreciation or as a token of their apology. And they're saying like, I want to patch things up with you. Maybe it's this fox, maybe it's this person who is causing you some stress before and who is disrupting your inner peace. So I do think that things are going to go smoothly with them this month. Another interpretation that I could say from these cards, this mule could also be you. This mule could be you if you've been unwilling to change. In that case, you know, there's a lot of angels present in this reading. I do feel like for some of you, what's being illustrated here is that your angels have been trying to give you some sort of gift or some sort of opportunity, but maybe you have been ignoring it, or you've been repeatedly dismissing it. So something to be aware of this month is anything that you've been repeatedly like turning down, or something that keeps coming up, but you're like, no, I'm not giving my attention to that. You might have even thought like, oh, this is the universe testing me, I'm not going to give this my energy. But in fact, there is some gift in here for you. There is some blessing in here for you. So this might be a month where you're accepting something that you had been refusing over and over. You're saying yes to something that you had been repeatedly saying no to, and you're seeing that this was actually a blessing in disguise. Okay, so this is what I see for the general overview part of your reading. So we're going to move into the specific areas of your life now. As you can see, we have a tarot card and an oracle card each for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Eight of Swords. And for your oracle card, we have Fate with the message, the Smiles of Fortune. And we also have the image of a butterfly here. So I believe that what we're seeing here is some significant relationship is transforming in the month of July. With this Eight of Swords here, there's someone who is lacking confidence. So this could be you guys who have been lacking confidence to move toward a certain person of interest, someone that you want to be friends with, or you've been lacking confidence to open up and tell someone how you truly feel. Of course, it could also be the other way around. Like there's someone who is wanting to get closer to you, someone who's been admiring you, wants to be with you, and they don't have the confidence to come forward. Probably you guys will know who this is. This is someone you've met already. There's this feeling of like, we both know how we feel, we both know what we want to say to each other. Maybe this is actually both of your energy, but like we're too scared to come forward, or we're both waiting for the other person to come forward first. Of course, this could be someone new that you're meeting in the month of July, and this is like a new dynamic where, oh my gosh, I really want to be your friend, or oh my gosh, I have a crush on you, but I'm too scared to say something. But it's like this kind of dynamic. But with Fate here and with the Smiles of Fortune, I do feel that this month there's going to be some sort of divine intervention to break the ice, so to speak, or a divine intervention to get you and this person together. So if this is a dynamic that's been going on for a long time, the universe is swooping in to push you guys together this month. So I feel like the universe would, oh, maybe that's what this is talking about. Like the universe has been trying to give you a gift, as in this beautiful connection, this beautiful romance, this beautiful friendship, whatever it might be. And you guys are being stubborn, like, no, I'm too scared, they can make the first move, or being too shy. Or maybe even for some of you, you were being kind of stubborn and like, okay, universe, if this person is the one, please give me a sign. And then the universe gives you like 86 signs and confirmations, and you're like, okay, universe, can I have another sign? And the universe is like, come on now. We already showed you like 20 dreams and 12 confirmations, and we put this and this in your birth charts, and every reading is talking about this connection. So maybe you are this little stubborn mule that this part of the reading is talking about. But whatever the case might be, there is a divine intervention that is coming to stop this dynamic. So you guys are going to keep being put in the same room, or you're going to keep bumping into each other, or the universe is going to be like, oh, my hand slipped, and then you're going to send a text to them, or they're going to send a text to you. There's going to be a lot of divine push to help you get out of this Eight of Swords energy, because I feel like at the end of the day, both of you really want this relationship to transform, and both of you want the same things. And so you're going to get a little bit of a divine nudge here. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look at your career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have the Ten of Swords. And for your oracle card, we have conviction, settled convictions. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you, in both languages, I'm not really sure about the word conviction. I think it's like a firm belief, like something that you believe very, very strongly in. And then the Ten of Swords is about something coming to an end. Okay, for this energy, I'm hearing you guys are like putting your foot down in some way. I feel like a lot of you guys, for a long time, your work matters, professional matters, or school matters, or like professional relationships or work relationships have sort of been living in your head rent-free. The Ten of Swords can show someone who is just like mentally exhausted or mentally drained. And sometimes I see like something has been very, very heavily on this person's mind to the point where it's like excessive. But when I look at this card, you know, this looks like the birds are flying away, or they're trying to fly away. So there is some feeling of like liberation, freeing yourself from these mental chains. So it's like you're establishing these boundaries with yourself where you're like, I'm not going to stress about work or school anymore during me time or during my free time. When it's me time, I'm just going to focus on what I want to do, and I'm not going to disrupt my inner peace. So it's like you're taking the power away from something at work or something at school that was stressing you out, or just work itself or school itself was stressing you out. I'm also, yeah, I heard like you're putting your foot down. You could be putting somebody in their place. You could be putting somebody in their place this month. I feel like maybe for many of you, this fox or this mule is like someone at work or someone at school. Or it could be, for some of you, it might be the other way around, where like there was a personal relationship that was living in your head rent-free, and that was really, really stressing you out. And it was, you know, so heavy on your mind to the point where you were distracted at work, and then you couldn't focus on work, you couldn't focus on school, because this personal relationship was stressing you out so much. But in any case, it's like there's a violation of boundaries, because worries of work or school are bleeding into your personal life, or worries of your personal life are bleeding into work and school. And I feel like this month you guys are putting your foot down and you're saying like, I'm reclaiming my inner peace. So when it's time for me to be at work or school, I'm going to worry about that. And when it's time for me to have me time, have my private time, I'm going to focus on that. So maybe you're like putting your foot down to yourself as well, with like what you allow yourself to pay your mental currency to. But yeah, there's also a message of like, you guys could be putting someone in their place. I'm looking at this picture of this reindeer or whatever this is, and I'm such a bad Canadian. But these antlers is making me think of an elder, or like somebody who is in a position of authority. You guys might have had somebody at work or school who was kind of overstepping their authority. Like, yes, they do have authority over you, but there's still some things that they can't ask of you or that they can't enforce on you. And I feel like maybe there was someone who was getting a little bit greedy, and they were like overstepping their place, you know, like asking things of you that are outside of your job description, or asking you to do things outside of your paid hours, or just being unnecessarily strict with you. There's a feeling of like a little bit of a power trip. And I feel like maybe you guys were kind of falling for this for a while, like, oh, this person is in a position of authority, so I just have to do what they say. Or maybe you were just afraid of like souring the relationship with them, because you're like, oh, this is my superior, and you know, I want to preserve the relationship because, you know, they could give me new opportunities in the future. And I feel like you're saying, screw that. You know, I'm not, this is exactly what you want. Like, I'm not playing your game anymore. I don't care if I get on your bad side or whatever it is, I'm going to stand up for myself. And I think what you're going to see is that when you put your foot down, there's not really much that this person can do, because it's like, I feel like they were asking stuff of you that wasn't your responsibility anyway. It wasn't in your job description or responsibility description anyway. So when you tell them, like, actually that's outside of what I'm paid to do. Well, maybe you won't use that wording, but like that's outside of my description. Or, you know, actually my work hours are from this time to this time. Like, what can they say? You're right. Like, where was the lie? So I feel like they would just walk away with their tail, whatever that expression is, with their tail in between their legs. Like, all it takes is to stand up to this person, and they can't really do much because you're in the right. That's how I'm seeing it. So you're like, that's it. I'm not going to let unnecessary things stress me out anymore. I'm going to establish boundaries with myself. Like, I'm not going to let myself worry about this stuff. And I'm going to put my foot down with people at work or in school. And I actually feel like this is going to have a positive effect. The green color of this card is making me think of the heart chakra, which is making me think like relationships would improve. I feel like people would start to respect you more. Okay, so now we're going to look at the final cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Five of Swords. Lots of all swords energy here. I don't know if you guys are an air sign, or like if air signs are going to be really, really significant this month. Air signs as well as earth signs, because we have Capricorn and Taurus here, but that's a lot of that's a lot of air. And then we have cooperation, be cooperative. Interesting. Yeah, there's tons of messages that are talking about like reconciliation, patching things up with someone. Someone's gonna cooperate with you. Someone's gonna stop being stubborn. It probably ties into what we just talked about, but that's crazy how many times that message has come up, because the Five of Swords is about like conflicts with someone. You're butting heads with someone, you're not agreeing with someone, and then we have a card that's talking about like cooperating, like being cooperative with someone. And I feel like the nuance of this word is like, we're cooperating in a harmonious way. You know, like we're cooperating to get along, we're cooperating to work together. So yeah, I feel like some of you guys have been afraid to stand up for yourself, or you've been afraid to speak up because you thought that you would be met with a negative reaction, but it's actually going to lead to you being heard out and being respected more and being cooperated with. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And actually somebody might be coming to you first and making you this kind of peace offering. But I feel like it's like you guys maybe you didn't realize just how much this disharmony had been stressing you out. And so when it's all resolved and when it's all said and done, and you feel this deep inner peace and you feel this deep calm, you're like, man, this was actually really weighing on me. Like, I thought I could just be like, oh, screw that person, they're this, they're that, and move on. But I actually really wish that we could get along, and I actually really wish that we could talk things through. You know, maybe it was something you had kind of just dismissed as, I don't know, like as a coping mechanism, you know, to not be vulnerable. But if you really look within, you're like, no, I want things to change. I want us to get along. I want things to be good between the two of us. And I think that's what's happening this month. You're getting that reconciliation, that apology, that peace offering that you so need to feel at peace within. And I feel as a result of that, maybe like your heart center is expanding, your heart chakra is expanding. Looking at the colors of these cards, there's definitely an emphasis on the higher chakras this month. So like heart upwards, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown. Heart and throat makes sense because these two energy centers together, it gives me like, you know, speaking from your heart vibes, having an open, honest conversation. You know, I feel like with the heart chakra, we could think that it has to be very like emotional or sappy, but it doesn't have to be. It could be very professional. It can be like cooperative. It's just restoring harmony, using your words and using your thoughts to restore harmony. And I also think with the emphasis on the higher chakras, like the third eye and the crown chakra, as you guys find your inner peace and as you guys become grounded and the things that had been worrying you fade away, you're likely also going to experience a heightening in your spiritual abilities or in your mental capacity to invest in your spiritual journey. You know, like you can be this is weird wording, but like, you know, maybe when you're stressed out, you can't be bothered to do your spiritual practices, or you can't be bothered to check in with your spirit guides because there's just so much clutter in your head. And I feel like as things start to calm down for you and the stress is reduced, it's like you feel more motivation, maybe is a good way to put it. I was gonna say you can be bothered. You feel more motivation towards your spiritual practice again. You feel like messages are coming through more clearly again. There's just that overwhelming feeling of like, I didn't realize just how much this was stressing me out. And now that everything is resolved, I feel so much better. So maybe you guys have just become really like acclimatized to the stresses in your life such that when they're removed, it's like, holy crap, this feels so good. I forgot that I could feel this good. But yeah, I feel like the second half of the month is going to be really big for that because we had like from the full moon onwards, which makes sense because that's a period in the moon cycle where things are going to be cleared away so that you can start fresh. And I just feel like a lot of unnecessary stresses and a lot of disharmony that was in your life is going to be fading away. And I think that by the beginning of August, you're gonna feel so much peace and so much harmony in your life. Like everything is just flowing so effortlessly. It's definitely starting this month, but in August, I think is when you're really gonna feel like you're just merrily rowing a boat down the stream. Things are gonna feel easy. Things are gonna feel smooth sailing. So yeah, group number one, those are all the messages I have for you. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that, the full version of that song or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number one, I'm sending you lots of love. I'm wishing you an amazing month of July, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the moss agate point, this is going to be a reading, so let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with the general overview part of the reading, and in this part, we're gonna see what main energies you're dealing with this month, sort of what the main theme is for you, and any major events. Basically things like that. So the first card that we have is the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. We also have light. And I can't remember if this one is called the wheel or maybe the stars, but anyway, it doesn't matter because I know what it means. But the wheel or the stars or the star wheel. It's definitely not called the star wheel, but anyway. Let's start off with these energies here. First of all, I'm just noticing 20 and 16. So like the year 2016 could be significant, like someone you met in 2016, or maybe that was like a year of significant change for you. But one thing that I can say right off the bat for you guys is that July is going to be just a wondrous month, a marvelous month for love and relationships. That area of your life is going to be really enriched and really, really happy this month. I am particularly getting the feeling of romantic love. You know, this image, it looks very romantically intimate. So this could be you and, you know, a specific person, a person of interest, a spouse, a significant other. If you resonate more with this being about like platonic relationships, with friendships, it can definitely be that, but I did have to mention there is strong vibes of romance going on here. That romance and love is going to be the highlights or a highlight of your month of July. And I'm really being drawn to this word right relationship. So for those of you who are already in a relationship, I feel like the events of July are just really going to solidify in you like, yes, I am with the right person. This is the person that I'm meant to be with. This is the relationship I feel really, really happy in. So I feel like your bond with your partner is growing much, much deeper. Well, actually, even if you're not with this person in a relationship and this is like your person of interest, I feel like a lot of things this month are going to confirm to you like, yep, I found my person. Like, this is the person I really feel happiest with. And even for those of you who are single or don't have somebody in your life yet, I feel like this is the month where you could be meeting Mr. or Mrs. or just meeting the right person. The person that you're meant to be with. And that's where we get into the star wheel, whatever this one is called. I do know that this is about like the fates and about, you know, the stars aligning and divine order. So, you know, the person that you are meant to be with, or the person with whom your soul feels really, really happy, the person with whom you experience a lot of harmony. And with this light card, you know, it is making me think of a light at the end of the tunnel. So for some of you, maybe this has been a very long search that required a lot of patience from you, that required you to have a lot of faith. The number 20 of this card makes me think of the Judgment card in tarot. So there's this feeling of like, yeah, the light is coming and our life is transforming. A new chapter is starting. The number 16 is related to the Tower in tarot. So on this journey, there may have been a lot of disappointments, honestly, or there may have been a lot of divine redirections that you didn't understand. And I know how frustrating that can be when we're told like it's meant to happen this way, it's all gonna happen in divine timing, and it's like, okay, well, give me something. Like, I just want to understand why things are unfolding this way. So, you know, I feel like this journey could have been a roller coaster where we had hopes building up and then disappointment, hopes building up and then disappointment. And again, a lot of patience was required. And I think that this is really talking about, yeah, a light at the end of the tunnel. Scorpio energy could be significant just because I was reminded of Judgment, and Tower is Mars, which is also a Scorpio planet. As well as Aries and also Leo, because any sort of fire like this reminds me of Leo energy because it's a fixed fire sign, you know, a fire that's in a fixed place. So what did I just say? Aries, Leo, Scorpio energy could be significant for you guys. And you know, this fire, it just looks so homey. It looks so warm and inviting. I think that this month you're really going to feel like, yes, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm with exactly whom I'm supposed to be with, or who makes me really, really happy. And it's going to feel like everything has aligned for you. And oh my gosh, I just noticed we have a little 6 of Hearts in the corner of this card. In tarot, the equivalent of that card would be the 6 of Cups, which is a card that talks about soulmates, or, you know, these connections that make you feel really familiar and warm and cozy and make you feel at home. So, I mean, what more can I say? It really, really looks like love and relationships is just going to be such a beautiful, beautiful area of your life this month. And it seems like that's really the major focus for you guys this month. So let's take a look at your astrological cards as well to get some more information. So we have Luna, aka the moon. Interesting that there's moths on this card because that's also a symbol of transformation. And ooh, look at that, Venus. And this card is also talking about Venus. Taurus and Libra could also be significant signs, which are the signs ruled by Venus. Yeah, look, it literally says beloved. So yeah, love is a huge theme this month. It's interesting that we have, you know, emphasis on Venus, as well as, I think I was speaking about Mars, because the number 16 here, Mars and Venus, it's giving counterpart energy, it's giving divine masculine, divine feminine energy. You don't necessarily have to be a man and a woman, but it's the idea of yin and yang coming together. It's the idea of counterparts coming together. Because I've been doing a little major arcana association game here, the number 21 would be associated with the world, which is things coming full circle, things coming to fruition. It's a feeling of fulfillment. It's a feeling of an accomplishment, of an important milestone. So there's this feeling of like things are finally coming to fruition in your love life. So it's like you're finally getting your desired outcome. You're getting the full package in a partner, or a full package in the people who are in your life, in your loved ones. Pomegranates are a symbol of abundance and fertility. So for those of you who have children, who are thinking of having children, this could be a very happy month for child rearing, childbirth, fertility, things of that nature. And roses are a symbol of, well, they make me think of sensitivity because of the Work Your Light Oracle. The sensitivity card has a rose on it. You know, so being emotionally vulnerable and being able to really open up and allowing your heart to blossom. And with the moon here, which is all about our inner world and our emotions, I think this is a month where you can really open up and feel vulnerable around your loved one or loved ones, and feel safe to do that. I think that this is a month where you're going to feel very in touch with your feminine side, regardless of your gender, because the moon and Venus are both feminine celestial bodies. So I think that you could be very, very creative this month. You could have a very nurturing instinct that is jumping out this month. So whether that's towards a love interest, a partner, or even towards your friends, you could feel like the mom friend this month, or just feel very, very protective over your friends this month. This could also be extended to animals or pets or plants. Honestly, anything that is living, you might feel this urge to like nurture and care for it. And with the moon energy here, this could be a month where emotions are fluctuating quite a bit. I think you're just sensitive this month, you know? It's there's big things happening and it can be overwhelming. Maybe a good word is like you're gonna be feeling very, very sentimental this month. So, you know, like a heartwarming commercial on TV is gonna make you cry or something like that. Your emotions could be very like all over the place like that this month. Because it's like you're safe now. You're safe to release all of the emotions. So there could be some emotions that were kind of backed up and we're letting it all out now. And I think that's okay. And I think that that's something you guys should embrace, or that you can embrace if you feel called to do so. But yes, let's take a look. Sorry, I have some little burps coming up. So let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards now. These could be specific events in the month of July, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just additional messages from your spirit guides. So, oh my God. Okay, this is straight up a love reading. I don't know what to tell you. Marriage. So maybe some of you guys are like getting married or getting proposed to, or your relationship with your spouse is going to be really, really lovely this month. It could be that you are meeting or getting together with the person that you will eventually marry, or this can just be more broadly interpreted as commitment, as like a beautiful, loving, long-term commitment. We have those roses there again. Roses might be a significant sign or symbol for you guys this month. So you might see images of roses or roses in real life, or even rose emojis. They might be popping up a lot for you in the month of July, or maybe someone's actually going to be giving you roses or giving you flowers. Rose could also be a significant name. You guys could have, specifically, you could have a passed on loved one who is named Rose or Rosie or Rosa, or any variation of rose. It doesn't even have to be English, honestly. Any variation of flower. Or you could also have a spirit baby who is named Rose. Interesting. Or a child who is incarnated, of course. We have table with hard work ahead. So this might be a busy month for you guys at work. The table makes me think of stability because it has 4 legs and tables are stable, and they rhyme. But yeah, you could be, I feel like you guys are going to be working very hard this month, very busy, and you could have financial stability quite heavily on your mind, especially if you guys like have children, or if you're thinking of starting a family, or if you're thinking of bringing a companion animal into your life. These are, or moving or something like that. These are things that require financial stability. So I feel like you'll be busy, but it's like work that you are taking on by yourself. So for example, if you're someone who works shifts, you might be taking on like a lot of extra shifts this month, or you might be starting a side hustle this month. I feel like you guys are in the mode of like, I want to create stability. I want to save up money, with Venus as well, with this being a planet that is related to money and financial matters. It's like something is kicking you into gear this month. And yeah, I feel like you're going to be very enthusiastic and working very hard. And then we have forest with muddled, unclear thinking. That's interesting because it was like on the tip of my tongue to say, make sure you don't overdo it, because I was thinking about how you guys might be feeling particularly sensitive this month, and now we have muddled and unclear thinking. Yeah, I feel like if you pile on too much this month, or you know, put too many stressors, it's like you could be more prone to, I guess, breakdowns. I know that's kind of a harsh word, but it's the only thing I could think of. You know, like breaking down under stress, or like breaking under pressure. I feel like emotionally you're just a little bit more sensitive this month. So while I do feel like you're going to feel really like driven and want to get things done and want to save money, especially, just make sure that you have that, balance. Those of you who have periods, maybe you will know what I'm talking about, but you know when you just feel extra like sensitive and, oh, I can't take it, and a little bit dramatic before your period. I know it's not just me, but but if you guys have, well, even if you don't have periods and you get in that mood sometimes, I don't want to exclude, but you know, moon just made me think of like, you know, lunar cycle, you know, the feminine cycle. But yeah, you just might be in that kind of sensitive energy for a prolonged time this month. And I also think that the forest with muddled, unclear thinking, this might be encouraging you not to make any like major decisions about changing your life in a major way this month, especially financially. I think like major decisions, like major purchases or major relocations, or like major career decisions, anything related to finances. I feel like you could just be like carried away with your emotions this month. And okay, like for example, this is just a hypothetical example so you guys know what I'm talking about, but maybe it could resonate for somebody. Let's say you have a lot of work, or you have a lot of school work this month, and then you're feeling stressed and you're just like crying and you're like, I miss my family, and then you buy a plane ticket to go see them. you impulsively buy a plane ticket to go see them when plane tickets are really, really expensive. And like, if you had just waited to go see them next month, it would have been like half the price or something like that. Or maybe you do a little bit of retail therapy or something like this because you're just feeling stressed or you're feeling overwhelmed or something like that. I would just refrain from making big decisions like that. Or maybe, I don't know, you impulsively decide to cut your bangs or bleach your hair or something like that. And then it's expensive, and also it completely changes your look. Just, you know, things like that. Maybe just hold off until August, because I feel like your emotions are going to be all over the place this month, and you just might, you know, we all do things that we regret sometimes. I always regret it when I chop my hair. Oh my god. In 2014, I like chopped my hair down to up to my chin and dyed it black, just like impulsively. And to this day, I'm like, what was I thinking? Anyway, so this concludes the general overview. And yes, I looked like Hagrid, by the way, because I have really like unruly hair, and it was just, anyway. So let's get into your specific areas of your life. We have a tarot card and an oracle card each for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's take a look at your cards for love and relationships, which, like, we already know it's going to be fantastic, but let's see what these cards have to say. So for your tarot card, we have the Two of Pentacles, which I actually really love this card for relationships. And then we have Truth. Everything you see is not always true. So one thing that's coming to my mind with this card is that, okay, so you're definitely like coupled with somebody with this Two of Pentacles, but this is making me think like there will be certain aspects of your relationship that maybe you keep private, or your relationship might be kind of misunderstood by your peers or by your families, or, you know, and I think that people might project things on you. Like, for example, again, hypothetical, but might resonate with some people, just so you can understand what I mean. Let's say you're like a younger woman and you're in a relationship with an older man, and then people start saying like, oh, she's a gold digger, that's her sugar daddy, or like she's just with him for the money, or like he's just with her because he's immature and women his age aren't interested, and all those awful things. Like, people just make the dumbest assumptions about relationships based off of superficial crap. So, you know, or it could be anything, but that was just one hypothetical example. There could be people like make assumptions about your relationship or project things onto your relationship and say like, oh, they must be like XYZ couple, just based on nothing, because people just like to talk and think they know everything. And I feel like this month, yeah, like everything you see is not always true. What you see on the surface is not necessarily the truth of our relationship. But I think that this month you're gonna be in a place of like, just let them talk, just let them say whatever they want to say, because I know that it's not true, and I know that our relationship is real, and I know that our love is real, and so let's just keep our stuff private. You know, we don't need to prove anything to anyone. We don't need to air out our private stuff. Let's just keep things behind closed doors, you know. But yeah, I definitely know that this love is real. That's why I love Pentacles in like love or relationship readings. It's something very reliable. It's something very stable. And what I really like about the Two of Pentacles, to me, it's almost like it's not like better than the Two of Cups, but like it's like a more grounded version of the Two of Cups, or that's how I see it sometimes. Like, both people are coming in and offering a coin to each other. Both people are coming in and offering like their efforts, their actions, their acts of service, their resources, like they're putting in efforts to make it work. And I feel like you're with someone where, you know, what you give in the relationship is equal. What you give to the relationship, what you invest in the relationship is equal. It's very reciprocated. That's what the number 2 is all about. Another thing that I'm seeing with this truth card, everything you see is not true. You know, we all have aspects of ourselves that are hidden or that are misunderstood or that you wouldn't assume just from a first impression, right? We all have this. We have our kind of external persona, and people might assume this and that about us. And then we have our inner world that takes a little bit more time to get to know. And I think that one thing that is really reciprocated here is that both of you really have the patience for each other, like to get to know that deeper side that most people might not really make the effort. You know, it's like you take the effort to read between each other's lines. You take the effort to peel back the layers of each other. And yeah, reading between the lines is a big one, you know, because there's also times where we are deceptive with people, not in a malicious way, but for example, we might say, oh, I'm fine, everything's okay, when it's not, right? And I feel like you guys are tuned in enough to each other and you care enough to like call out that deception and read between the lines and see what's really going on. So, okay, like you can talk to me if something's wrong, you can open up to me, as opposed to you saying like, oh, I'm fine, when you're clearly not, and then the person is like, oh, okay, and ignores you. Like you're tapped into each other in that way where you're like, no, something's wrong. Something's wrong, you can tell me, or I know that you're really feeling this way. And you might be surprised at like what this person is picking up from you. Like, how did you know that? Nobody knows that about me. But you're observant of each other like that. You're tapped into each other like that. I hope you guys can understand what I mean. And, you know, the white border of this card, it's making me think of purity, or it's making me think of everything is exposed. So I feel like the parts of you that you would normally keep private or that people normally don't understand, you understand in each other. And it's because you put in the effort and you take the time to understand. That's so nice. Okay, so let's take a look now at your career and studies. So for your tarot card, oh my goodness, we have the Magician. So, something is coming true in your career or studies. A wish is coming true. You guys are manifesting something. And look at this. We have abundance, overflow with abundance. This imagery here reminds me a lot of the Empress, because she sits on her throne and she has her lush terrain and she has the waterfall behind her. So yeah, you guys are manifesting something in your career or studies, or you're being told right now that you can. Whatever it is that you guys want in professionally or in your education, you have the power to manifest it. I think this is a month where you guys are feeling very, very capable, because that's the Magician. The Magician is strong, has strong will, and is also very skilled and very capable, and he can do whatever he wants. And you know, going back to the table, I definitely think that you guys are going to feel very, very motivated to work hard in the month of July. I almost forgot what month it was. And also, now that I think about it, the Two of Pentacles can be about balance, like having a lot going on and needing to balance. So you guys might be, it's like you're working to find that balance between work and or school and social life and relationships, but you're definitely very, very motivated to work hard this month. And oh my gosh, is it going to pay off? Like literally overflowing with abundance. And I feel like for those of you who have been trying to manifest something, professionally or financially or in your education, with this overflowing message, I do feel like your manifestation is going to go above and beyond. So like if you were manifesting a specific amount of money, you're going to get much more than what you initially wanted. And with that in mind, if you guys are scripting at all, or if you're intention setting, I feel like the message here is to go big, because again, the magician is very, very capable. The magician is like a master manifester. So some of you guys might not realize what you're worthy of or what you're capable of manifesting. So if you are setting specific intentions, this is your sign to go big. And waterfalls do make me think of something like gushing in or pouring in. So there could be a large sum of money that is coming in for you guys all at once. Something is selling really, really well, or you receive some kind of bonus this month, or if you're self-employed, it's like you have a lot of business pouring in, a lot of clients pouring in. You're hitting the jackpot. You're finding something that works really, really well. So, oh my gosh. Okay, that car horn was definitely confirming. But, oh, some of you guys might want to change the way that you commute to school or work. Interesting. Like get a bike, or maybe you're like saving up to get a car, or maybe you're gonna start taking public transit, or maybe you're gonna start walking. I don't know. That car horn made me think like, oh, they're changing the way they commute. Or maybe you start working from home when you didn't before, or you start going back to the office when you've been working from home, or start going back to like in-person classes. Something's changing about your commute or where you're working or studying, I think. But yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say about this as well. Holy crap. You guys, I mean, yeah, we had a little bit of warning message over here, but this is like overwhelmingly positive. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so let's move on now and take a look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Four of Swords. And for your oracle card, ooh, we have Sophistication and the Sophisticated Life. It's interesting too, they're like wearing the same thing. These remind me of like a spa, like you're going to a spa, or also, you know, hotel sheets. They're just like white and luxurious. Maybe you guys are gonna stay in a fancy hotel this month, or you could be going on a staycation. If that was something you're thinking about, maybe this is your sign to go on a staycation or treat yourself to a spa day or something like that, if you can and feel called to, of course. But what I'm picking up from this energy is that in the month of July, you guys are being encouraged to, or you will be able to take a rest and not feel sorry about it. That's the way that it's coming through. Take a rest and not feel sorry about it. Or this is what you should do. Like unapologetically rest. And there's a very specific message coming through of like a mother or a parent who is very busy and doesn't really have much time to do things for themselves, but at the same time might feel kind of reluctant when it comes to treating themselves, because it's like once you become a parent, it's not about you anymore, or like that's something that they've internalized, or like if I do something for myself, then like I'm selfish or something like that. They've started to feel selfish for like taking care of themselves, or like spending money on themselves, or spending money on their beauty, spending money on their relaxation and their leisure. It's like everything has to go to my family, or everything has to go to my children. And it's like this person is now realizing like, no, I should unapologetically care for myself. And when I care for myself and pamper myself and feel good about myself, then I can also be a better parent, or I can also, you know, show up better for my family, because when I'm relaxed and rejuvenated and taken care of, I'm at peace, and I will feel more patient, and I will feel more focused. So it's okay to be selfish, or it's okay to take care of myself. I feel like someone who's a parent or someone who has to take care of their parents or take care of their siblings or something like that, is having this kind of realization of like, I can treat myself and not feel bad about it. Like, I don't have to be sacrificing all the time, and caring for myself directly benefits the people around me too. But also with this message of the sophisticated life, you know, there was that message coming through before of like, you guys are really working hard and you're saving up a lot of money. Maybe you guys have some goals to live your ideal life. You know, you have your ideal lifestyle, so you're working really hard towards that. And I think you guys are realizing that like, being able to take these little mini vacations or take these days off or take these days to pamper myself is part of my lifestyle. Like, I can't be so caught up in the pursuit of my dream lifestyle that I forget to live my dream lifestyle, you know? So it's like, let's start enjoying that. Let's start living that. And the same way the universe was encouraging you guys to go big here, I feel like Spirit's also encouraging you to go big here a little bit as well, like to do something above and beyond for yourself. Of course, I don't want to tell you guys to like spend money on things that you can't afford or that you don't feel comfortable spending money on, but it's for those of you who can, it's like, go that extra mile for yourself. Like, you go that extra mile for other people in your life. Do it for yourself as well. Treat yourself. This could even be like going to get your nails done or going to get your hair done. Although we don't want to do anything drastic because of that warning that came up before, but you know, do something a little bit nice for yourself. Even if it's just like taking a day to kick back at home and eat cookie dough or something. But the main takeaway of this is that we're not sorry about it, and we don't feel bad about it, and we don't have to make up for it later. This could even be like allowing yourself, like, I'm thinking of someone, I really hate the word cheat day, but you know, allowing yourself a day where you indulge and eat the foods that you want without saying like, okay, but tomorrow I have to compensate for that. So tomorrow we're going to be really strict. It's like, no, we don't have to make up for relaxing. We don't have to make up for indulging or treating ourselves. It's already built into our budget. So, you know, like, getting out of that habit of like, okay, I can indulge a bit now, but then I have to punish myself after. Like, we're not going to do that. I feel like that's what this is really talking about. So yes, I think that is all the messages. So group number 2, I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful I don't know why this moss agate is just making me so happy. I love him. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. And moss agate says, thank you for choosing me. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for your time. Wow, I don't know. I just got very, very... Oh no. There's like... Maybe, should I say it? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I got this message, like, some of you guys need to have a good orgasm, okay? Anyway, thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-up cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this reading was an original song, so if you'd like to hear the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 2, I'm sending you guys lots of love. I hope you have the best July 2022 of your life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the Rhodonite Moon, her name is Muna by the way, this is going to be a reading all about your month of July 2022. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the general overview part of this reading. So in this part, we are going to see what main energies you're working with this month, what the main theme is of the month, and any major events that you should know about. So to start off, we have after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. We also have joy and the ring. Ooh, okay. So I just want to point out that we have the numbers 24 and 25 here. It could be indicating that the 24th and or the 25th of the month of July will be significant for you guys. Also, it would be cool if like you guys are turning 25 in July, so it's like you'll be 24 and also 25 in the month of July. Happy birthday if that's the case. But let's take a look at the meanings of these cards. So the first interpretation that is coming to me is any of you guys who have gone through a heartbreak or just a particularly disappointing situation. I feel like July is a month where you're finally going to start to feel like yourself again, where you will really feel like your heart has mended and you can confidently say, like, I've moved on, I'm over what happened, I've healed, and you can truly feel joy again. It could also be a stressful situation, a situation that was causing you a lot of anxiety, or that was just very inconvenient, like a long drawn out situation that was hanging over you like a dark cloud is finally going to be clearing away. For example, some kind of legal issue or legal battle that was drawn out, some kind of like visa related, immigration related, which I can relate if you're going through something like that, some kind of health issue, you know, some stressful process that had been drawn out for a very, very long time. I feel like this month you get to breathe that sigh of relief. Maybe some of you guys were waiting to hear back about you know, important test results or important application results, and you're getting that message of acceptance, or some test is coming back clear or coming back negative and you're like, whew, or coming back positive if you want it to be positive. You know, like a pregnancy test, for example. But anyway, this period of stress, of worry, of holding your breath is over. And you can finally breathe again, and you can finally be yourself again, whether that was heartbreak or whether that was just a stress. It's like this month you can truly go back to carefree joy, you know, not joy where you have this thing lurking in the back of your mind and, you know, when your friends go home, you're gonna remember about it and feel down again. This is like, you can truly say, I feel happy again. So I feel like this is going to be a wonderful month for you guys. And with the ring here, you know, this ring card, it does talk about commitment, but I'm sort of interpreting it as like this energy is here to stay, you know, because when you put a ring on something, like it's here for life. Or when someone puts a ring on you, they're like, I want to be here for life. So I think what we're seeing here is that this is not just like a fleeting joy that's going to come visit you in the month of July and then it's going to go away again. This joy is here to stay. So you also don't have to have in the back of your mind like everything's going so well right now, but it's only a matter of time before it hits the fan again. I think the ring is saying, no, this joy has committed to, it's chosen you and it's committed to being in your life, and it will be around for a very, very long time. And whatever was bothering you, whatever was making you sad, it will not come back around. This is the promise that your spirit guides want you to know. We could look at a more literal interpretation of this and say that there could potentially be someone who is offering you a commitment. For example, offering a committed relationship to you, or some kind of new contract, some kind of new venture, you know, like you're locking into a contract with another individual or organization. There could definitely be that meaning as well. But I also want to talk about this little Ace of Clubs at the bottom, which would be equivalent to the Ace of Wands in tarot. And I love how that ties in so nicely to After the Rain and Joy, because I often feel with the Ace of Wands, this is like a new chapter that's coming into your life where life feels vivid again. And it's interesting how we can even kind of see that transition in these two cards. You know, the colors in this card are a little bit like muted, and then here they're very bright and colorful. And this woman with like the sparkles around her, it just reminded me of like a Disney princess transformation, like when Cinderella transforms before she goes to the ball, or like Princess Fiona. But Princess Fiona is beautiful as both a human and an ogre. And I mean, you were beautiful before and after your transformation, but it's this feeling of like, I'm living life in color again, or I'm seeing in vivid color again. Life is exciting again. Life is happy again. You know, when you have these dark clouds hanging over you of heartbreak or stress or anxiety, it can be really sad, because the things that would normally bring you joy, the things that would normally excite you, it's like they lose their spark. You can't bring yourself to feel the same way about them. And then that can also cause feelings of fear or feelings of guilt. And I feel like you guys are just really getting back to yourself, getting back to, you know, finding joy from the things that you always loved, from the activities, from the connections that always brought you joy, and then some. You're finding even more joy, you're finding even more passion, even more inspiration. And this month you might feel very, very inspired to try new things or to start new projects. I know that July's summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere, I believe, but you guys are very much in a spring energy. Like your personal energy is in the spring season, where like it's fresh and exciting and full of potential, and you're gonna be wanting to try all kinds of new things or start new journeys in your life. And it's very, very exciting. And I do believe that anything you do start in the month of July is going to lead to long-term happiness. So it's not like you're just impulsively starting a project and then you're not going to finish it. It's like you may get sudden inspiration to start something, but you would be continuing it. So that's very, very lovely energy that we are starting off with. Let's take a look at your astrological cards now and get some more information. So we have Gemini. Gemini, the moon would be in Gemini, I think, at the very end of this month. Do I have my phone? No, I don't. I was gonna look, like, I wonder if the moon's in Gemini around the 24th or the 25th. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'm gonna look that up after filming, but I feel like it actually might be. Anyway, when the moon is in Gemini, that might be a significant time for you guys. And then we also have North Node with Future. Aww. Okay, this is really nice. So first of all, I am thinking of Gemini energy as like two peas in a pod, or like twin energy, or just like two people who are really close, who get along really, really well. So if you guys did resonate with this ring being someone offering you a commitment, I feel like you're gonna be two peas in a pod with them. You're gonna be a really, really good match for them, whether that's a romantic relationship or a job offer, or like some kind of partnership, some kind of collaboration. Whoever you're committing to, I feel like you're a wonderful match for them. You both intellectually stimulate each other and make each other better, and it's never a dull moment. You're coming into some sort of contract or partnership that I think is going to be very fun, very exciting, and really broaden your horizons. But what I felt with these two together, you know, Gemini is Mercury, so it's like thinking about your future, talking about your future, planning your goals, you know, getting excited about the different possibilities. It's almost like this feeling of you're allowing yourself to brainstorm about the future again. I feel like maybe when you guys were in this energy, it's like you either didn't have the energy to plan for your future or think about your future, or you couldn't because things were so up in the air. Things were so uncertain, especially like You know, I gave the example about legal situations, visa related situations. You know, those are things that could really change the course of your life. So there might have been some time where you didn't want to think about your future or talk about your future because you didn't want to get your hopes up, or you just couldn't because you really didn't know. And now that this cloud has cleared away, it's like you can get excited about your future again. You can start making plans for more long-term things because you know where you're going to be. You know what's going to be going on in your life. And I feel like that's very, very exciting. Oh, also, another interpretation that I feel like is kind of obvious, but for some reason I missed it until now. Going back to this partnership, this contract, this collaboration, whatever this might be, the North Node could be indicating that there's elements of fate here. The nodes can talk about our destiny, and it can also talk about like our mission or the direction that our soul wants to go in. So one of the reasons that you might be coming into this partnership, contract, or collaboration is because you and this person have similar life purposes, or you have similar, like your souls have similar missions, your souls are headed in similar directions. You may even have a soul contract, like we're gonna come in and help each other out with our mission through our collaboration or through the relationship that we have. So that's very cool. All right, so now let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune card. So this is going to be, it could be specific events of July, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just some additional messages from your spirit guides. So to start off, we have vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. We have broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. And beetle, good fortune. Whew, I feel like that's such a good representation of the energy that you guys have been through. Like, we're feeling very down, we're feeling very worried, we're feeling very anxious, we're worried that our wish isn't going to be granted, and then whew, we get good luck, we get the good result. So I feel like this is definitely reiterating what we saw here. A couple other interpretations I can feel for the month of July. You know, little things that don't go your way this month, because, you know, there's always going to be some things that disappoint us or that don't go our way. Try to keep in mind, especially this month, that anything not going your way is likely a blessing in disguise, or is likely some kind of protection. So, you know, if you wanted something, a specific thing, or if you wanted something to happen in a specific way and it doesn't, it's kind of the universe's way of saying, like, trust me, you don't want that. Like, it's more trouble than you realize, or it's not going to be how you imagined it, or it's the universe saying, like, no, trust me, wait, there's something better coming. And, you know, this is a concept that we talk about a lot, I think, in the spiritual community, but it's just coming up because I think it's going to be important to remember that truth, especially in the month of July. And it's almost like you've seen here, this is like such a huge proof that the universe has your back, such a huge proof that the universe is working in your favor. But it can be easy to forget that sometimes, and then we start to get frustrated in life's minor inconveniences or disappointments or detours. So as you go through the month of July, anytime there's like a minor inconvenience or a minor setback, just try to remember this, like, oh, this broken wishbone is probably for the best. That's definitely one interpretation I can take from this. But another one with this vulture here, this is talking about someone that might be against you. If there's anyone, like, I don't know if you guys have enemies, that's kind of a strong word, but, you know, anyone who might, I don't know, have some kind of ill intention towards you, whether that is from jealousy or some kind of grudge or just some judgment that they've passed on you, whatever it might be, I feel like this is saying anyone who would try to work against you, their wish will not be granted. Or if you have some kind of competition, like if you're getting into a collaboration and you have some kind of like business competition, or I don't know if this is like a romantic relationship and someone's like jealous of one of you or something like that, I feel like this is saying anyone who would go against you, their wish is not going to be granted because you guys are blessed with good fortune. So this concludes the general overview part of the reading. So we're going to move on now into the specific life areas. As you can see, we have one tarot card and one oracle card each for the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have Death. And for your oracle card, we have Promise. Keep your promises. Interesting. So first off, Scorpio energy could be significant with this Death card here. So like a Scorpio person, I mean. But it's interesting. The Death card in this deck, I feel like it's talking more about resurrection. It's talking more about rebirth, because we have the phoenix who is set aflame and this beautiful bright light. You know, this card is the number 13, which adds up to 4. It's about cycles. It's about the natural order of things. So how the number 4 ties into the Death card, I feel like it shows the cycle of birth, life, death, rebirth, like those 4 stages. And you know, Scorpio energy, interesting, it can also talk about like our karma and our past lives and stuff like that. It's this feeling of something coming back around, something being resurrected. So first of all, I will start with an interpretation just in this lifetime. And that would be for those of you who are in some kind of separation that you don't want to be in. Like you are wanting a rebirth, you are wanting a resurrection of this connection. Then I feel like this is highly indicative of a rebirth, and you know, the promise message is very sweet. It's like we're keeping our promise to each other, as in our soul contract, the commitment that we made to each other. We're keeping our soul's promise to find each other again, to have this rebirth, to have this transformation of our connection. So those of you who are in some kind of separation, no contact, breakup, falling out, friendship breakup, family breakup, whatever it might be, I feel like you're having that, you're having that resurrection. And actually, now that I sit with this energy a little bit more, I'm being shown it doesn't even have to be doesn't have to be like a falling out or a breakup or something like that. It could be like a childhood friend who used to be really, really close, but then you grew up and you know, you went your separate ways and you just kind of lost touch, or you just kind of drifted apart, but the love was always there. This could be a reunion with a friend that you haven't been in touch with for a very, very long time, or like a relative that you hadn't been in touch with for a very, very long time. A relationship that was kind of dormant, I should say, is like is sparking back up again. And there's also an interpretation where this is referring to past life relationships, because you know, the Scorpio energy, that 8th house kind of energy, and this element of destiny that we had here with the North Node, this can be talking about past life connection. So a soul that you keep encountering through your incarnations. This could also be a new person coming into your life. So you haven't met them before in this lifetime, but you had a promise to meet each other in this lifetime. Like you had many past lives together and you made a promise, like we're gonna find each other at this timing. And then it would be interesting, like I'm interested to know when in the month this person is gonna come into your life. Like is it before the clouds clear and you're feeling joyful again, or is it after, or is them coming into your life what causes this transformation? I'm very, very curious to know about like the timing, but there's a reconciliation or reunion or rekindling definitely going on here, or a past life connection that is coming into your life, or both. Okay, so now moving on, let's take a look at your cards for career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have the Fool. And for your oracle card, we have the Sun and the Eye of Heaven. That's such a beautiful card. First of all, you guys are going to be really passionate about what you're doing this month. Like the freaking sun, come on. And also this reddy orangey border is making me think of like sacral chakra vibes, passion, creativity, sparks. The Fool is associated with Uranus, so Aquarius energy could be significant. The Fool is giving me unpredictability vibes. I feel like there's some unexpected surprises coming your way in your career or in your education path. So, you know, you're making your plans, you have your direction that you want to go in, but I feel like the universe might be kind of throwing you a curveball, like offering something completely new to the table in your professional life or in your educational life. But I do think that it's going to be a very pleasant surprise. You know, the Fool gives me vibes of unexpected opportunities, unexpected blessings. I think the universe is coming in to kind of shake up your plans, but you are going to be very, very happy about it. You know, the Fool reminds us that our potential is unlimited, and sometimes we just need to be reminded of that, you know, when we're getting too rigid in our planning or thinking like, I'm this kind of person, these are my strengths, like this is what I'm good at, this is what I like to do. I feel like the universe is coming in to be like, yeah, but have you considered this and this and this and this, and throw us many different opportunities. And I think in the month of July, you guys might be put into kind of an unfamiliar environment or an unfamiliar position that you're not used to and that you might feel kind of clumsy in at first. But once you get the hang of it, you will be a natural, you will be very successful, and you will be very, very passionate about it. With the Sun, I'm really feeling passion coming from this. And I think that the universe is throwing you this curveball because the universe is trying to get you into a position where more eyes are on you, where you're more in the forefront, where you're more in the spotlight. I'm thinking of, you know, like in the Lizzie McGuire movie, when Lizzie has to perform in front of like all those people, and then it's like totally what is it called? She's totally blindsided by it, and she's like, what, me? Like I have to perform in front of all of these people, and then she just like kills it and she gives an amazing performance. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but it's like, you know, let's say you work at a concert hall as I don't know, as cleaning staff. And then they're like, oh no, the opening act canceled at last minute. What are we gonna do? We need someone to perform. And then you get like, what, me? I'm just the cleaning staff. And you get like put on the stage and then you give an amazing performance. Very weird example, but it's like that kind of vibe, you know? You have your certain position, you have your certain expectations of what you're gonna be doing. And then the universe throws you this surprise, and all of a sudden you get thrusted into this new environment, into this new position where you're in the spotlight, where you're performing or presenting, or you're being watched in some way, and you're just gonna kill it, and you're gonna feel really, really really passionate about it. That's so cool. Okay, so now finally let's take a look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So we have the Page of Swords, and oh my god, this is like accomplishment, I think. Anyway, it says attain success. Yeah, this is like achieving or accomplishing, basically reaching your goal, essentially. So the Page of Swords recently, you know, there's many different ways to interpret it, but recently the one that's been really jumping out to me is that meaning of like brutal honesty, or facing the truth, or swallowing those pills that are hard to swallow, you know, like facing the truth. And I think that a big step in your personal growth this month is going to be you recognizing that like being able to swallow those hard to swallow pills is so like conducive to your success, or it's so beneficial to your success. So for example, this month you might find that you're really making peace with constructive criticism, or you're really starting to welcome constructive criticism, and you realize like, when I avoid those kinds of conversations, or like when I don't want to hear it, or when I'm scared to hear it, that actually impedes my success. And if I can, you know, swallow my pride and listen, and even if it's a little bit hard to hear, you know, I can implement that advice into my work. Or maybe I just need to be honest with myself about what's not working. Maybe this is like you sitting yourself down and saying, look, if you want to be successful in your creative project, you have to make it a priority. You have to stop doing XYZ, or you have to change this in your schedule. It's like giving yourself that kind of tough love, or allowing yourself to see those kind of harsh truths, but then it really propels you forward to be very, very successful. Maybe some of you guys, you know, with the Page of Swords, this is like you're starting to honestly track your progress more often. So, you know, tracking, like, let's say you're studying, you're tracking, okay, how many hours did I actually study? Or, you know, how much time did I spend on social media today? Maybe you start keeping a log of those kinds of things, because I feel like the Page of Swords can also be that like intellectual, curious, analyzing kind of energy. Or maybe you start looking at some kind of analytics, like of your social media or of your online shop or something, where before you were kind of scared to look at that because you didn't want to know, but now you're like, okay, if I just face that, then I know what I need to work on. And, you know, it's not personal. These tools are here to help me. And then it helps you to become successful. And it's interesting that we have the Fool here, which is about being kind of in an amateur mentality or in a beginner mentality. And there was that feeling of you guys trying something new. Maybe you guys before were afraid to try new things because you were afraid of making mistakes and you were afraid of being bad at it. But with this Page of Swords energy, it's like you don't care anymore. I'm thinking of like learning a new language for me, and I think for many others, it's very much like that. Like, we might avoid opportunities to practice our target language, which seems so ironic because, like, wouldn't you want to practice it? But it's like, I'm afraid of sounding dumb. I'm afraid of making mistakes. I'm afraid, like, people are gonna correct me or judge me. And I feel like the energy you guys are in now, you're like totally embracing being the Fool, totally embracing being the beginner, or totally embracing being subject to that kind of like criticism or correction. You're like, yeah, like freaking roast me. Like, you are just confidently speaking, still on the language example, speaking and speaking and speaking in your target language and making mistakes all over the place. And you're like, if I say something wrong, tell me, and then I'll know for next time, and that's how I'm gonna get better. But if I just sit here and be quiet, then I'm not gonna get better at all. So I just have to hear what could be sometimes hard to hear for my ego, for my pride. I know, like, personally as a composer and as a songwriter, sometimes I've gotten advice where I'm like, like I feel a little bit proud, like I don't want to take it, but then deep down I know, like, okay, this is going to make a better song. Let's listen to this person. So, yeah, taking other people's advice or critiques, or just being very honest with yourself. You know, this could be something happening on an individual level as well as, yeah, like honestly tracking your progress, or looking at like performance reviews and things like that, and just, you know, using the cold hard facts to fuel your success. But yes, group number 3, these are all the messages that I'm seeing for you. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you would like to hear the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 3, I'm sending you so much love. I hope that this month is amazing for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!